Hello, 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 my people, baby. How you doing? Got this little cut for you. Let's go. People, the time has come. Yeah, you know the time has come, baby. The time has come. Got a little Jay Dilla for you this morning. And, I just want to get out here for my people, man. I've been missing the past couple of weeks. It's been a little busy. Been a little busy out there. But it's week 9, man. That means we don't have very much time before the end of the regular season, all right? So you better be getting on your wizard hat. And be getting your wizard on. And telling people you shall not pass, baby, because they cannot beat you this week. This is a major bye week. Any good manager, any good content creator would have told you to plan for this week because there's a lot of great players out this week. You got Chubb out, you got Jefferson out, you got the Cowboy studs out. So people are going to have to, Barkley's out. You're going to have to go deep in that bag to try to get some people. Oh, and that's not even including the injuries. Okay, so with that in mind, let's take a look at this week. Let's go ahead and get the lines ready so we can break them down for you right here off the phone. And these are straight lines, guys. These are straight lines, best off of DraftKings, just because I like their setup. It's easy to read. I use other books. Keep in mind, if you're watching this for the betting content, the bets will be coming. We'll be talking about some fantasy football sevens as well. The charity tournament, it's rocking and rolling in there, some pretty close ones. Got the game of the tournament. And, let's just take a look at these lines, though. Reading them off real quick for you. Green Bay Packers. So I'll go spread, total, then the money line. Packers at Lions, 4 points on the spread for the Packers, 49.5 points on the over-under, negative 200 on the money line, plus 170 on the Lions. Colts at Patriots. Patriots, negative 5 on the line, 40.5 on the over-under, negative 230 on the line, plus 195 on the Colts. Bills at Jets, 10.5 point spread for the bet. The Bills on a 46-point over and under. Telling you that I expect the Bills to dominate them, negative 540, plus 420 for the Jets. Should have had a hot button ready so we could have got that going. Dolphins at the Bears, 4-point spread for the Dolphins, 46 points on the over-under, negative 195 for the Dolphins, plus 165 for the Bears. Chargers at Falcons, a game I think could go either way. Falcons have a 2.5-point spread, 49.5 on the over-under, negative 140 for the Chargers, plus 120 on the Falcons. I think Falcons could pull that off if you want a plus money game. Another very interesting game. Vikings at Commanders, 3-point spread only for the Vikings. Pretty interesting. 43 points on the over-under, negative 165 on the line to plus 140 for the Commanders. Panthers and Bengals. Bengals negative 7 points on the spread, 42.5 points on the over-under, negative 300 for the Bengals, plus 250 for the Carolina Panthers. Could be a little closer than people are anticipating. Raiders at Jaguars, the one that really surprising. This is kind of a surprising line. 2.5 points on the Raiders, 48.5 on the over-under. Negative 140 for the Raiders, plus 120 for the Jags. Jags lost 5 in a row, but they haven't necessarily looked terrible on some of those losses. Long way to travel. Interesting game, in my opinion. Seahawks at Cardinals, a very tight line. 1.5 points actually on the Cardinals over the number 1 division-leading Seahawks. 49 points on the over-under. Plus 105 for the Seahawks, negative 125 for the Cardinals in the battles of the birds out in the NFC West. We got the Rams traveling all the way to the Bucs after a bye week. 3 points on the spread, 42.5 points on the over-under, negative 155 for the Bucs, plus 135 for the Rams. Tennessee Titans traveling to the Chiefs. Chiefs are 12.5 points favorites tonight. 46 points on the over-under, negative 610. The biggest line, plus 460 for the Titans. Andy Reid's so good after a bye, but the Titans are on a 5-game win streak. They are the number 1 team in the AFC South. Find that very interesting. And then we got Baltimore Ravens and Saints to close up on Monday night. 2-point spread on the Ravens, 47 points on the over-under, negative 130 to plus 110 on the line for the Saints. Right off the bat, the thing that jumps off to me is, like I said, the Jaguars line. I went ahead and put some money on it. It's kind of hard when you get embarrassed as a team. You tend to respond really well the next week. But I'm just not certain the Raiders have it in them. And it's not like the Jags you're out there just turning heads either. So with that being said, that is kind of one of the games I like. I do think Atlanta could be some plus money if you want a small wager on that one as well. Chargers are coming off a bye. Just who do you believe in? The number one team AFC or our number one team in the NFC South or an AFC West team trying to still find its identity. Bookies like the Chargers. Could be a little juice on it, so keep that in mind as well. My defensive prop bet of the week, we got Richie Grant, Falcon, over 4.5 tackles plus assists. That's at -130. And then Quay Walker, over 7.5 tackles plus assists. Keep in mind, assist count is 1. So we like to do that so we can get 2 ways to the same bet. I kind of like betting that way. That's a -150. If you combine them, we got plus 194, baby. So almost 2 for 1. Put in $1, get 2 in profit back. You're really getting 3 back, but you're getting 2 in profit. So keep that in mind. Got to give a shout out right here. Got the pendants up. You see your team up here, let me know. We'll point to them. We'll talk about them, all right? So, got to get the pendants going. Got the swaggity swag going up here at the top. Let me pull it up a little bit so you can see it there. Yeah, man. Hanging out with Bret Hart, Ric Flair, Randy Moss, LBJ, or LeBron James, Luka, Timmy D. Of course, my good friend Brian over there in the corner. He's always here with us. The Gorillas. Got the Gorillas hanging out. I want to give a shout out to WagerWire, somebody I partner with. I want to give a big shout out to them. Hopefully, I'll be bringing you some shows like this about betting content really soon. You're going to be able to buy and sell your bets there. If you're not familiar, just go to the website, put in your email. You'll be put into an email chain. And a lot of things are going to be happening really soon, really quickly. And I'm pretty glad to be a part of it. So hopefully, be bringing you some stuff right here at this exact spot every week coming at you live. You know what I'm saying? I do want to highlight Fantasy Football 7's, big thing I'm a part of. Last week, the highest scorers in order, PFF Markey. I think it's his third one that he's been the highest scorer of his league. So congratulations, 297.94. Has his own show, the IDP show. You can find it on Spotify and elsewhere. Go check that out. Big Amo coming up with 282.19, former show co-host. Big week from him. Mark, one of my fantasy football nemesis, an Eagles fan and an Astros fan. So you could say his weekend is, that's where it's at. He's pretty much right there. Let's see what we got. All right. What's up, Norma? Thanks for hopping on. Jam out, Nacho. Yeah, it was a good jam, huh? Let's see here. Who else we got? 274. Crispy took over a spot. A team that had only 2 wins came in and gave them the highest score of the week. Way to go. Pretty proud of you, Crispy. It just shows a little bit of effort can go a long way in fantasy football. With that being said, we got Fernando 268.60. Fernando Timbo, last year playoff team. He's trying to make that push in a hot, tough division. So keep that up as well. And then wrapping up the highest scores per league, ADZT666. He had a 10-game win streak last year. He's getting pretty good this year, making the playoff push. So we're going to see what's going on there. What's up, TJ Gosh? How you doing, man? How your team's doing? What team you want to talk about? Let me know. We're going to talk about any team you want, your fantasy team, any of that stuff, man. I know you got a lot of fantasy teams. So, week 9 Armageddon bye week. Let me know if you got anything you want to talk about, TJ, for sure. Going right along. So the winners of last week's Game of the Weeks, Cy Rukin, he's won 6 in a row. Hannah Rowland, she's won 3 in a row. Antonio 420, he's won 4 in a row. Luis Vanez took down Murph. That was a big battle. Then Jason T, 1991, came up big, getting him to 3-5, I think, on the season. It's not a bad spot to be. You can still win from there. And then Garrett Apps won the Game of the Week against Luke. My man Luke Peterson, he had come off of 2 consecutive highest scores in the league. And then Garrett kind of got him right there at the end. Both of them were in a playoff push. Breaking down some of the Game of the Weeks this week, we have Mark versus Dankheads in the Danny Trejo League. Longtime rivals, played with them over 10 years. So they brought me into fantasy football. So I always give them the shout out. It's always a good battle. I really need you to win, Dankheads. I need to catch Mark for a playoff spot. Remember, real quick, Fantasy Football 7's playoff spots, top 2 per division. All right, top 2 per division. So 50% of you are going to make the playoffs. That's just how it is. And but you got to do it through your division. So keep that in mind. PFF Markey versus Jerica. PFF Markey sitting in a tie at first with my man TD. Currently, in the Winona Ryder division. And then Jerica yet to win a game. She's great. She's knocked me out of a playoff. She's a wonderful football player, fantasy football player. and GM and coach. Just struggling to find that first win, but she's only 3 games out of the playoffs, so 6 left. You can make that push, especially with the divisions coming back around to end Fantasy Football 7's regular season. You just got to be like a game or 2 there. So Jerica's going to be able to have a good chance. Just keep it rolling. NATO NFL, longtime Fantasy Football 7 vet, playing against my man D-Lum. That's going to be a good battle over there. I believe that is the that's the Edwin McGregor division. And then Rams Dad versus Patty. That's Flex on Fire. That's happening in the Bilbo division, or excuse me, the Martin Freeman division. I always associated with Bilbo. I mean, I got my Gandalf hat on. Come on now. So that's going to be a good battle. And then Crispy, just like that. You come in, and take over a team, get the highest scoring team. Just like that, you get the game of the week versus Meds. Coming along pretty well. I think you guys are both 2 games out of the playoffs, 2.5 maybe due to a tiebreaker. So with that being said, those are some really great games you got going on right there. And then I forgot the game of the tournament, man. Mickey 10-11s versus Queen Roxanne. She just missed the playoffs last time. Got great rosters, just haven't been able to find the wins. This has got to be a big crucial week for both of you. With this win, you are right back in there. Anybody that wants to say something, just hop on, get on the comments. Ask anything away, man. All my shows are Ask Me Anything. Like I said, you see your team up here. You want to ask about memorabilia. You want to ask about something, anything up here, make sure you go check it out. Be careful. I just got over COVID. I'm feeling the best I've felt in a week. So just be careful out there if you're getting out and about. Make sure you're doing some precautions. You don't want to get sick, and it can lead to other things like Kawasaki's disease, something we make sure to talk about in every live show. Affects children. You see your children looking like that or something, make sure you go do something, okay? All right, let's see if we got to look for the fantasy football. Anybody wants to hop on, come out here with me. Jonathan Taylor out. Lazard, we got to keep an eye on. Full list of questionables. Who's in, who's out, what's going on. It's always kind of like a last-minute thing nowadays with some of these people. It's a lot of trades. Bradley Chubb, let's say they're going to keep Claypool on a snap count. Hawkinson, you got to kind of take those guys with grains of salt. They're not necessarily everyday starters for you. So you could see that possibly going somewhere else as well. And then who else was I wanting to say? Oh, defensively, Roquan Smith, Chubb, those guys I expect to keep their value. I expect them to keep a pretty good snap count. I expect them to do whatever they're trying to do because offense requires a lot more communication. Even you could run the exact same formation, the exact same play in one offense and go to another team, and it's going to be completely different verbiage. Defense is still kind of the same. And then, like, the audibles are definitely, your check words, that's team specific. But flow into the football, once the snap has happened, everything you do on defense is very reactionary unless you got a blitz or something specific called up. So I think that part of it's pretty simple for most of the people out there, man. I do hope everybody had a good Halloween. I want to give a shout out to all the Astros fans out there. I know that they're happy out there in Houston and all over the place. They went out there and they did the deal, man. They got the deal done, and nobody can say nothing about it. I feel great for the manager. Finally getting it. 73 years old. Never too late to achieve a life goal, man, and don't ever give up on it. Even right now, week 9, some of y'all are probably sitting 3-5, 2-6. Not feeling too good about it, but don't be that way because you can still go on a great run, get into the playoffs. And once you're in the playoffs, really anything cannot happen. But you got to tell those people you shall not pass, baby. They can't get past you, can't get past your team. Part of that's making sure you have a good lineup ready for this week. So we'll keep that in mind as well. And Justin Jefferson's a big play in DFS. A lot of people have been playing that. So I think that's a very interesting game like we talked about as far as what to expect from that game. I do want to also say on DraftKings right now, there is a, you got to opt in, as silly as that is, but there's a bet for vets, and DraftKings is going to match up to $20,000 to give to the Pat Tillman Foundation, to help vets, in all stages of being a veteran. So make sure you go do that. I went and did it. It has to opt in, and you have to place an anytime touchdown score bet on the Arizona Seahawks game. And it's pretty even line, plus 105, negative 125. They're expecting it to be pretty close. I think the over-under was 46 on that, if I remember correctly. Let's see here. Oh, they moved me back out. I hate when they do that. So yeah, it's a 205 game, 49 points on the over under. That's 7 touchdowns in theory. So all you got to do is try to guess one of those. That would be correct. And even if you get it wrong, they're still going to match you. It's not like a boost for your bet or anything, but it going to a good cause. So make sure you guys go out there and help that out. I want to take a look at some of these other boosts that we got going today. I think a good anytime touchdown score. If you look at the Seahawks, or excuse me, in that game, I went with Robbie Anderson. You're probably best off going Kenneth Walker, DK Metcalf, DeAndre Hopkins, maybe even Kyler Murray. But the odds are really good on Robbie Anderson. I read that Cliff Kingsbury said he's going to force him the ball. So if you have that going for you as well, if you have Robbie Anderson, keep that in mind. Let's see. I also think Eckler, Aaron Jones, Cordell Patterson. I like going running backs with my anytime touchdown scores just because, well, it's kind of fun, it's kind of fun to get those running back touchdown scores in. There's one right now for Stephon Diggs, DeAndre Hopkins, and Cooper Kupp to all score a touchdown. Mr. 100,000. Tom Brady needs 164 yards to be the first player in NFL history with 100K passing yards. That is so insane. 100,000 yards passing. Tom Brady, 2 passing touchdowns, over 20.5 in the Bucks to win. Oh God, that's all that for plus 330. That is insane. Don't do that. Oh man, stat leaders: Joe Burrow, 2+ touchdowns. Derrick Henry, 100+ rushing yards. Tyreek Hill, 100 receiving yards. That's not too bad. The thing is, Carolina, they're pretty stout pass defense. They're a stout defense in general. But I like that one. That's at plus 456. If you like that one to go as well. Let's take a look at that. We're going to place a small wager on that. Henry over 100 yards. He's got to. Tyreek Hill over 100. That's like a few catches. Joe Burrow, 2 passing touchdowns with Mixon not doing much. Let's just go ahead and place a small wager on it, all right? That's a live bet for you. You like that one? You like that? You like that? Kirk Cousins style. We got to do it like that. So I place this. That's a small one. Let's go to FanDuel. That's became my bigger book. That's what I've been using lately because I've been having a lot of success on it. You got to scroll for a couple of the good ones, but I think sometimes there's some good chances on there on some of the crazy boosts that they like to do. So it's pretty easy with FanDuel too. They put the boost right there at the top, a big yellow button, because they want you to take on. And most of the time, I remind everybody, I advise you not taking it. Most of the time, I feel like they are sucker bets. You gotta have it. Bills to cover negative in a 6.5. Packers and Vikings to win. That's the Pat McAfee boost at 400. Vikings money line. They should take care of the Commanders. Bills to cover a 7. That's a pretty dadgum good bet, actually. The Ringer parlay. Panthers to win. Seahawks to win. It's kind of weird taking a bet that says Ringer on it, in my opinion. But to each their own, if that's what you like to do. We got Packers to win, Vikings to win, Bills to cover. That's at plus 400. Cooper Kupp, Mike Evans, DeAndre Hopkins, each to have 60+ receiving yards. That's at plus 260. That's probably a pretty good one. And then we got a soccer boost, Liverpool to win, both teams to score. I stay away from soccer as it is. 3 things to happen, man, but Cooper Kupp, Mike Evans, DeAndre Hopkins to have over 60 yards. I feel like that's a almost guarantee. Packers to win, Vikings to win, Commanders, Bills to cover. Man, that's interesting. Let's see what they got in the promo section. Oh no, that's not what I wanted. So there we have it, kind of the boost for the day. Anytime touchdowns parlay builder. Let's see here. Let's go with the ones I said. Let's see what that does. Let's go with Cordell. No, let's go with the cream de la crop. Let's go with Austin Eckler. Let's go with Aaron Jones. Let's see who else we need to get in this list. Ramondre Stevenson. Seems like a safe one, huh? Lenny Fournette staying away. Travis Kelce, Derrick Henry staying away. Alvin Kamara. That'd be a Monday night game. Man, that's tough. If we throw Henry on there, that's 3 legs coming in at plus 386. If we take Henry off, Jones and Eckler, that's coming in at plus 165. I feel like that's a pretty safe half a unit bet right there, don't you guys? I mean, I think that's, it's worth monitoring going forward. We'll have to keep an eye on that. I know anytime touchdown's fun to build. It's a fun bet to build. It really is. But take them individually. Maybe take them individually. I feel like Aaron Jones has got to be good for it. Negative 175. I mean, my Lord, it's not the best odds, but got to do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? Deontay Foreman to have a touchdown is at plus 135. Singletary's at plus 145. Michael Carter plus 185. So there's some potential out there. Just keep an eye on what you do going forward with that. Without too many people having questions this week, I think I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you, TD. I think that's you. I don't. If nobody has any more questions, like I said, we'll kind of wrap it up a little early today. I know, like I said, major bye week. I think Harris is out. I got him in a couple lineups. I got to go take a look at him and get him out. Patterson was on my IR. Couldn't make a couple moves. Had to bump him off, man. That's okay. You're going to want Cordell in. I think he's got the touchdown. The volume is going to be there. I don't think with the way Arthur Smith runs his offenses, he's not going to hold back, I don't think, too much on what Cordell does. Okay, so that's just my opinion on it. What else to say, man? Yeah, let's just keep your competitive spirit about yourself. Week 9's kind of brutal. It really because next week once you get to the double digits, like people kind of start feeling assured about themselves. If they're not in, they got a chance, or if they're 100% in. You kind of start figuring those things out at week 10. And I don't want people to get discouraged, man. You may need a little magic. We need to get a little tip of the cap to Gandalf there. You might need a little luck of the hobbits, so to speak. But just have faith, man. Have faith in your players. You got to do something lucky. I got my Charles Woodson shirt on, jersey. Excuse me. Got big respect to the wood, baby. And then I got my lucky socks on, Packer socks. So with that being said, you got to do what you got to do. But man, one thing you make sure you do about your fantasy lineup is make sure you got a full roster. I've seen way too many people just eat in the bye week. I'm not telling you to go out there and drop your best players. That's not what I'm saying. But you should be able to wiggle around and finesse it that you got your bases covered, either by planning ahead or doing what you got to at the very last moment. All right. With that being said, I love you guys. Have a wonderful day. And, set your lineups, root for your team, be positive. Make sure you clean it out your nose and all that stuff, man. Be safe out there. A lot of COVID, a lot of bronchitis, a lot of the flu. I heard that we're in a flu kind of endemic right now. So be careful with all that, all right? I just want to let y'all all know that. Have a wonderful day. I'll be thinking about you. Hit me up with any questions, man. You got any questions, betting, fantasy questions? Let's go. We'll get it going, and, we'll take care of each other. That's what it's about. Y'all have a wonderful day. Much love, and I'll see you soon.